Jackson Wang, High Alone. A little David Blaine feel to it. Didn't David Blaine do something like that where he was trapped underwater? Maybe it was an ice block or something. All right, Jackson Wang. We saw him this morning on Killing Voice. Okay, this is 11 days ago. Okay, I have to ask a question before this continues, because I kind of see where it's going. This character that we see right here, I've seen this character before with Jackson, and I don't remember. Does it represent something for him? He's Magic Man. What does that mean? This is magic. Is it like it's his Magic Man persona? Okay, so it's like an alter ego. Got it. Huh. Okay. This album is Magic Man 2. Interesting. And this is obviously the new album. Okay. Ooh. So I feel like this could go one of two ways. Let's see what we get.
Supposed to get lost with. Remember we were dream, now I live it. Drunk alone don't make sense. Baby, let's restart, fuck the past tense. Where I'm supposed to go fly with. Where my baby let me down, babe. You're the only one that I see. In the morning I wanna feel you. Won't you just tell me what's new? Fuck all the other shit. As long as I'm in it with you.
going to be one thing if the audience had just sat there motionless and watched this happen. That would have been a different level of like, okay, I kind of see what's happening. He's going through this transformation, yay or nay. That's a different entity, but they're just watching and they don't care about him. They're not going to try to help him. He's kind of on his own. But to go this far deeper, to actually bring them up and tap on the glass as a taunt, bro, that is devastating. Oh, wow. And they just walk away. The deepest wounds are not from your enemies. What? High alone. Whoa. Magic Man 2. We are going to discuss. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna pull the lyrics up here in a second. And I might ask you some questions that you may or may not know. The whole album needs a deep dive. So first and foremost, we see the VHS comes in, the screen, there's isolation, there's darkness. And then right here we get a parallel with him and Magic Man. But also Magic Man being led, or I guess it's Jackson, maybe. Hold on, let me think. Being led by these two guys.
But no one knows what's in your mind.
Okay. Again, another parallel. The altar. The audience on the screen is the same audience that's watching the tank right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the man.
So, right or wrong, what this makes me think... Actually, hold on. That wouldn't make sense. We might be looking ahead in time. I was going to say, when he's watching this screen, that audience is the audience that's sitting in the stands watching the tank. So if that were the case, this would be like a really depressing green room where you're waiting to go do the performance. Well, the next thing we see is Magic Man coming out. We see Magic Man coming out and heading to the tank. So that could be, this is the green room. However, it's not a live feed. He gets a VHS tape and he's watching the performance back. So that would mean that this takes place after the death of Magic Man. And this would be like a flashback of Magic Man after it's all happened. Wow. What a show. Fantastic. Reliving it over and over again via the tape. Yeah. Huh. Or previous performances, dreading going back out there. Okay. Reflection. Now, what I want to see here, because we watched, I don't want to go through the whole thing again, because I know it can be difficult. But I do want to watch some of this build up to him going into the tank, because I want to watch his body language, and I want to see, because Jackson is an actor, right? He knows the nuances to sell things, even if they're extremely subtle. And some of those subtleties can be overlooked because they are so subtle. So, him walking to the tank, let's see what we get.
The man.
Now, I didn't pick up on this earlier. First of all, his demeanor, his carriage as he's moving towards the tank, completely confident. There is no hesitation. There's no bat of an eye. There's no anxiety. He has done this 1,000 times. It's just another day, is what this feels like. It's just very matter of fact. Now, this part right here, I didn't pick up on it first, but this is brilliant because look what happens. This right here is one of the producers. They're watching the whole show take place. It's their job to make sure that everything is in sync, everything's on board, and they kind of run the controls. And there's a whole massive crew of people that do this. But look what happens. The producer is now being watched very carefully by this woman who represents, I don't know if it's the industry as a whole or if it's the label, I have no idea. But watch what happens with the producer. The headphones come down. This guy over here on the left whispers something to them and then just puts their hand on the shoulder like, your job here is done. We're going to take it from here. And in the background, we see Magic Man being brought up into the tank. So this is the behind the scenes of potentially Magic Man. It's going through the same old show, but behind the scenes, there are deeper and darker things that are happening, and he is not aware of it yet.
Drunk alone don't make sense. Baby, let's restart, fuck the past tense. Where I'm supposed to go, fly me. Where my baby let me down, babe. You're the only one that I see. In the morning I wanna feel you. Won't you just tell me what's new?
So can I ask, as far as Magic Man persona goes, somebody had said earlier that they think Magic Man kind of came alive in Come Alive, which I have seen. Was that the first time that we saw Magic Man? And I don't mean we. I mean, was it the first time that Magic Man was exposed to, I guess, the public? And is there a reason? Is there a reason for Magic Man? Is it a character that shows up in some music videos and not others? I mean, this already feels like it's going to be a 101 at some point where we just dive in and study Jackson. I don't know, but since he crawled into the hole and then came out as Magic Man, made me think it was his birth. Oh. Huh. Industry wants to have the artist in a formula to make money. So many get lost and ruined by this. Yes. Second album. Okay. Jackson quotes, Magic Man is more of a feeling. It's an ultimate form of my peaks and valleys of emotions, which come from personal problems, the people around me, industry problems, and everything else. At that time, I felt like I lost who I was and forgot why I even started this. I decided to be true to myself for once and do what my gut feeling is telling me to do, and that was magical to me. The ultimate form of my peaks and valleys of emotions. He left a message in the comments of the MV. This is what Jackson said on a pinned comment. All my life, I never really told you who I truly am, how I truly feel. Maybe it's not something people want to listen to. Maybe it's not something people even care about. I've spent the last year understanding the Jackson I have always been avoiding. Let me tell you the truth I see. It's all in this album. Let the story begin. High Alone. Huh. Wow. Man, there's a whole bunch of ways this could be. There's this could, I feel like this video could represent the death of Music Man. It could represent the death of the passion that was Music Man. Jackson losing a piece of himself. The constant battle and struggle of the two sides, him trying to protect his true self from his persona. I'm going to pull up the lyrics. I want to see what we get lyrically. Because obviously there's a hell of a story here. And I still want to come back to the video because there's still kind of some more I want to dig into. But words-wise, here we go. Ugh. Just disregard these nonsenses. Bro, are you serious? Get out of here. Just give me the words. Okay. People only judge you for your past, but no one knows what's in your mind until you do it. Need you to save me. I'm fading. I'm losing air. I can't be in this world alone. Who am I supposed to get lost with? Remember we would dream? Well, now I live in it. Drunk, alone, don't make sense. Baby, let's restart. Fuck the past tense. Who am I supposed to go fly with? When my baby let me down bad. You're the only one that I see. In the morning, I want to feel. Won't you just tell me what's new? Fuck all the other shit as long as I'm in it with you. My heart is broke. Just bring me home. Need you to save me. I'm fading. I'm losing air. Can't be in this world alone. Pam? Alone in this world. Is there a Pam or is that some reference I don't know? Something about you. You're perfect. It's worth it. Need you to save me. Just help. I'm fading. Just save me. And that's it. And it's over. Wow. High Alone. This line of, remember we would dream, and now I live in it. That feels like the harsh reality that comes with fame and success. It's like you dream about this life that's ahead of you, but once you get there and you hit the reality, or the reality hits you, it's completely different than what you thought it was going to be. And I remember somebody saying recently something to the effect of, everybody roots for the underdog until they are no longer the underdog and then they turn on you. That's a hell of a sledgehammer to the mouth. And, you know, like we do things like this. And I know there were people that, which I'm certainly not on Jackson Wang's level for crying out. That's not what I'm saying. But there were people along the way that were like, oh, you know, when you hit 100,000 subscribers, you're going to change and be different. Well, I think the only thing I've changed is that I do more voices like that, and my hair is obnoxious. But other than that, I'd like to think that we've kept a pretty similar ride, you know? But the truth is that is something that's always in the back of my brain, which is, yeah, I love my community. I love what we do. But at what is there going to come a point where people turn? You know, is this what Jackson is talking about? Where he would dream about this and he had these expectations, but then one day it was different and it changed. And it's almost like one of those things where you didn't see it coming until it was too late. And you are in the thick of it. You are in the deep end. And there's just kind of no going back. That sucks. Man, that's brutal. And lyrically, when he's talking about he's fading, he's gasping for air, this might be a bit too deep, but I also wouldn't put it past Jackson because he's incredibly creative and his brain works in a very, very interesting and abstract way based on some of the other works that we've seen. Water generally equates to life. Water is life. So to show potentially this metaphorical dive into the industry or dive into something that he has done time and time again, like the career is life, performance is life. This is what keeps me alive and keeps me relevant. But it's also what is killing me. I don't think that's a coincidence. Now, skipping ahead to this part, I got to give him some ridiculous props for this. The transformation that happens here in the mirror is fantastic, the way that he portrays this. But even though this struggle is happening before his eyes, and this is great, we see both of them face to face. Awesome. It's not until the mirror explodes where it becomes very different. There's a whole different layer here. And it's all in his eyes. That right there. Now you have to think, the way this is shot, like we have to up the frames per second. We've got to put a hell of a lot of light on this scene very strategically. But then we have to have Jackson kind of fall back or dive back in a very strategic way so the camera captures. But as he falls, he has to be in character, kind of bringing himself to that place emotionally in a way. And we have to be able to catch it on camera. There's a lot of variables that are at play, but regardless of how you set it up technically, it doesn't land unless he is good at what he does. And the fact that he has this very dead face, it's empty. There's nothing left. And the fact that his eyes, they're not just closed. That's the easy way. And it's not open as if he's wide awake and just falling. He has to kind of empty himself emotionally, and he just nails it. Oh, so perfect. Now, also remember, Jackson directs a lot of his videos. I don't know if he does all of them, but I think he directs most of them at least. So this storyline that plays out is such a chef's kiss because it's told so perfectly, even down to, this is so good, when that audience, watch the audience come into this shot. Oh, the sound design is phenomenal. Now, this right here is the shot from the audience. So this is what we expect to see as the audience. But you do not expect the audience to then close in on Jackson. You don't expect it. So not only is it this reveal of the audience closing in, and at this point, we don't even know. Are they going to help him? Are they going to save him? What's going to happen? It also brings this level of closing in more so. So right here, yeah, he's center frame, but it's about to get tighter because the audience is going to move, move, move. It starts to squeeze the screen. And the first time that I noticed an audience member taunting him with the tap on the screen, it happened right here through the tank. Now, there might have been somebody else first, but that was the first time that caught my attention. Because at this point, you're like, well, what's going to happen? Are they going to save him? Somebody help him. Right there. Coo, 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 coo. Oh. Now, what is that? Is that a crown? Wow. Even the people in the audience are emotionless. They're almost like zombies in a way. Extremely representative of what I think he's trying to portray. Wow. No emotion, just empty people. Faces. Now, they didn't have to add the color to this water, but this coloring, in my opinion, is not, no pun intended, it's a nail in the coffin. It would be easy to say, well, it's Magic Man, you know, as he's like, yeah, he's doing it for the show. He's adding tension. He's adding suspense. But then in the last second, it could be like cut to black screen, boom, smash cut. But maybe he survived. Maybe there's going to be a continuation. But this coloring, for me, kind of seals the deal. Like, it's over. And it adds to the realism of the damage, yeah. Now that is interesting. Look at that. Wait a second. Look at all these people. Let me back up to when they first come in because there might be something here. Okay, I need them coming into the shot. Now look at how they're all dressed. There is one person that catches my eye. Do you see her? This one right here. This long blonde hair. Everybody has on very dark colors. But when they start to walk away, there is this flash of her in this red coat. Right there. Here. Now, this could be nothing. I don't know. I do find it interesting, though, that we not only see, yeah, there she walks by. We not only see the tank become red, but the curtain also becomes red. So is there some type of transfer that they're trying to portray? We know the transfer happens from the tank to the curtain because the curtain goes from white to red. Now, this to me feels like another one bites the dust. Show business is always shown by these giant red curtains. So it's movie time, it's showtime, and the red curtain is everything. It's like this curtain is like that because of all the people that have sacrificed themselves or pieces of themselves to make these types of things happen. And I don't know if it needs to be that way, but that's what it feels like. But it also does make me wonder, is there some type of transfer that happens with this person right here in the red, as I point to the screen and you don't know? Interesting. I actually, the more I think about it, the more I think that might not be the case, because we did see her walk up in the red coat. If it had only been shown afterwards, I might have been able to make that connection, but I think I'm reaching. Oh, maybe she's the next victim idol. That's interesting. Wow. Fantastic. Oh. This is brilliant. The deepest wounds are not from your enemies. Wow. So there is a level of betrayal here somewhere. He might not ever get into that, but maybe he does. Maybe he does in the album. I don't know. I feel like that needs to be a deep dive for sure. It's a minor thing, but also, oh, that's the clock. I thought that was the on-air sign down here, this little light. Because that would have been good too if it was still like on air. Like, this is what's happening. We've taken another one, but it's continued entertainment for your enjoyment. And they all just sit there as mindless zombies. Wow. Jackson. Oh. Wow. That's one of the more powerful videos that I have seen in a while. That is so well done. The parallels, the showing of the two entities and then the two guys walking on this side, the parallel inside that like debriefing room where he's watching the tape back. But this also does feel like there's more to the journey, because in these first shots, well, right here in the room, like I said, it's a VHS tape. So this is playback. It feels like the journey is going to continue. That this battle between Jackson and Magic Man, this struggle, it's going to be a while. Wow. Oh, it's an ashtray. It's not a crown. And it does feel like a cell. Awesome. Awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, the magic.
Wow. I would say I have no words, but I think I used them all.